Today I am making the best ever sugar cookies. My sister's starting a bakery. She's gone through 15 or 20 recipes, and this is the one. What I've got are these very shortbread-like sugar cookies, which give a nice firm base for you to decorate and give a nice good color with no browning and all, very firm with a soft center, great chew. And you can decorate them up with various royal icing or different icings if you want. I'll show you how to do that later. Let's get started. Hi, today we are making sugar cookies for my daughter's birthday party. She and her friends are going to decorate them. I got this recipe from my sister who's opening a bakery. She's tested like 15 recipes and says this is the best one. I believe she got it from Sally's Baking Addiction. Here's the ingredients for the cookies. Just flour, AP flour, granulated sugar, baking powder, a little bit of salt, unsalted butter. It's going to be flavored with vanilla and almond extract. We're going to ice that with a royal icing that we make from powdered sugar, meringue powder, and a little bit of gel food coloring. And then we're going to take all of our sprinkles and cutters and goodies, and the kids are going to decorate. Let's get started. I need the butter at room temperature, and so I'm going to actually nuke this in the microwave to soften it up just a little bit. I like using Challenge butter. It is a lightly nutty flavored butter. It's got a European taste. All right, and so we'll take that out and nuke those, microwave them. I'm making a double recipe of this today, so I get several dozen cookies for 14 kids to each have 2 or 3 cookies and decorate. I'm going to start by beating the sugar and butter together. One of those sticks of butter I over nuked, so it melted, but it's basically just over room temperature. The other ones are almost frozen, so that'll even out. We'll beat that together for about 3 minutes. Okay, that's what it looks like after 3 or 4 minutes. Now we're going to add 2 large eggs. We're going to do 4 teaspoons of vanilla. So that's a tablespoon and a teaspoon. We're going to do a teaspoon of the almond extract. There we go, not quite a teaspoon. All right, now we'll blend that together. After about a minute, that's what it looks like, well blended. Okay, now we're going to measure the dry ingredients. It calls for 2 1/4 cup of flour, but you should always measure flour by weight. And without sifting this, let's just take a look and see how much. So there's about 2 1/4 cups, and that's 346 grams, and it should be 281. So you really have to sift flour if you're just going to do it by volume, but we'll go on up by weight. Okay, 562 grams of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, ½ teaspoon salt. Whisk that all together to blend. The original recipe was for 281 grams of AP flour, but it only made about a dozen and a half cookies, which if you're going to go to the effort doesn't seem like enough. So I make a double recipe here for 2 to 3 dozen cookies, depending on the size of your cookies. You'll see how big mine are at the end, which is why I say 562 grams of flour here. All the ingredients in this video are given for this recipe size, 2 to 3 dozen cookies. However, I found that I needed 38 grams more flour, about 1/4 cup, for the dough to come together at the end. So I'm going to recommend the total flour for this recipe, 600 grams, which was 4.75 cups if you're sifting and measuring by volume, but I highly recommend you measure by weight. Now we're going to add in our dry ingredients. Let that blend. Okay, after about a minute, minute and a half, it's pulling away from the walls. And that should be about done. Check the consistency. That looks good. Now it's got to be chilled down hard to use it for cookie. It's too sticky right now. The key to this dough is that you chill it for 2 hours. Roll it out first and then chill it. And I'm going to roll it out into sections like this. And the amount with the double recipe, usually you split it. So I'm going to put that into 4 sections. And we'll put it on parchment paper. And this parchment paper happens to fit half a sheet, so I'll take 2 of them and cut it up. And it's just regular old parchment paper from Kroger. And we'll roll it out on that into the refrigerator afterwards. All right, you want to roll these out to 1/4 inch. And normally I always use just a regular old rolling pin with a little flour on it. Or for really big things, I like my walnut jumbo one for pizzas. But I decided to buy this little kit here. Looks like that. From Amazon. It got delivered last night. And the thing about this is it's got these end pieces with spacers. And I just wanted to give it a try. And you just take the one you want, which is 1/4 inch, which is what we're going to do, and screw it in. And this way I can just get an accurate 1/4 inch for this recipe. Weighed out all the dough into 4 equal sections, 337 grams. And now here's a good way to do it. Just take it. Get the edges patted down, make it pretty square, rectangular, good enough. Put it on there. A little bit of flour on the top. And this thing works out pretty good. Just roll it out almost. Make sure that both runners are on the sill pat. There you go. Pretty nice. So I actually kind of like this little roller I just bought. All right, I put the dough in the refrigerator for about an hour, and then I hid it in the freezer for 20 minutes just to speed things up. You can see it's totally workable now. We can cut it. And now I'm going to go ahead and try to get as many in. I'm going to use 3 different sorts, a Christmas tree, a square, and a Santa. We'll cut them out. There they are cut out. I'm just going to do one at a time for now. And that's 350 for 11 minutes. Okay, it took actually about 13 minutes for these to just start to get the slightest little bit of brown on the edge, which is what we want. Almost none. And that tells you that they're done. And so 13 minutes at convection 350 with multiple racks. Okay, they look good. Now we're just cooling them. We got our, everybody's making their icing. I didn't make enough, and I made a nasty purple. That gel did not work. So that's a nice one. I made squares, trees. All right, here we go. Everybody's making them. Right, here's the offerings. Coming across. I'm surprised they were able to be so creative with the few. Eggplant. That's nice. Here we go. Monkey. Okay. That's good. And there we go. The best looking decorations, but trust me, the cookies are the best tasting you're ever going to make. Thanks for watching. If you like this kind of content, I'd sure appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. See you on the next one.